Right, apologies about the light in here, best I can do. So, I still haven't decided what I'm going to do about the Crossmember, but what I do think I'll do is there is this bit here which I'm not sure what it is called, but I'm going to take that off. I'm then going to give this little area around here a bit of a clean with a wire wheel to give myself some data about what I want to do. It's the next day, and when I came out today this piece came off relatively easily. So I mean these are quite solid in there, so I need to clean up, but that's not too bad. So what we're going to try now is just taking a wire brush to this and see how it comes up, and based on that try to make a decision about what I want to do. So I'm just going to get some protective equipment on, and we'll then give it a go. I ended up helping my neighbour last night just get a headlight off a Corsa and gouged out my finger quite pleasantly. So, let's see what it looks like. Well, I think just based on that little bit, I'm clearly not going to get everything because I'm going to be worried about some of it. Here this is coming off so I can get in here, but the other side probably I'm going to try to avoid damaging it. Just do a bit underneath and see what it looks like there as well. Okay, well, I know it's not going to be a perfect job. I know I'm not going to get all the rust off, but I'm going to get off as much of this as I can like this, and I'm then going to paint it with Hammerite, and then for places in here which I'm clearly not going to be able to get on, I'll just have to wax oil it. So I don't think I'll let you see all of this going on, but maybe bring you back every now and then. I've been underneath both sides cleaning off stuff, as you've seen, and I've been doing it wondering what this is here, and as I was doing it I suddenly realised, of course, that is where the spring goes around, the top of the spring goes around that. So I think I'm going to take both of those out as well, and we'll clean them up a bit better and paint them. the stuff inside, I mean, we can see how rusty it is in there. There's only so far I can get in, so we'll deal with the bit that I can and we'll leave the bit that I can't. But it's coming along and we'll go from there. So we've got both of those off now. I'm gonna. I've checked the video for this, and when I'm taking the hub off, the wheel hub stuff, then the stop is not there. Although if you have a look, it looks like there's clean metal there, but it wasn't there then anyway. So having a look, it's probably best to just buy the whole lot. So I'm going to get two, one for each side, and before I order, I think I'm going to finish cleaning up, and I'm going to clean up these bolts here, make sure those work nice and smoothly once I've cleaned them. And if they do, then I guess I could probably order tonight, because I think I've got everything else. So that's what we're going to do next, is we're going to try those threads, and then we'll finish off cleaning the front. Okay, well, I don't really think I've got this as rust free as I should, but I do think I've got it as rust free as I'm going to. You know, without a sandblaster to really go at it, it's just, you can't get into the nooks and crevices. So at this point we're going to apply rust converter, and we're going to go over it with hammerite afterwards. Okay, so I've applied 2 coats of hammerite underneath now. So I've applied it to this side, I've applied it underneath, I've applied it to the back side. What I haven't done is applied it, and I've applied it to the top up here where the damper goes. What I haven't done is I haven't applied it at the top up here underneath the engine, and I haven't been able to apply it obviously inside, and I haven't applied it to the top here across these where the steering rack mounts. Okay, so I haven't applied it on the steering mounts because I don't want to be painting over the bolt heads for whatever reason. I don't know if it's a good idea or not, so that wasn't cleaned or painted at all. I haven't applied it to the top because I can't get at it, and I haven't applied it inside because I can't get at it. So what I'm thinking about doing, I haven't decided yet, but what I might do is I might just get out my air gun, my compressor, and just blow inside to try to loosen up as much of the rust as I can and blow it out. And then I might apply some thinned hammerite into a spray gun, and I can spray down here and up through the various holes. And then, so I know that wouldn't be, I mean, I don't think what I've done is perfect, and I know what I'm proposing wouldn't be as good as even what I've done, but I do think it would offer some protection. So I haven't quite decided yet about that, but that's currently what I'm thinking. Right, I'm going to put the kingpin and the wheel back together now. And I know many people are going to say you should have cleaned all of this up and it looks too rusty and all of that. And I'm not going to disagree. What I am going to say is I'm very nervous about how much I've done already. It's all new to me, and I would rather get some confidence by putting it back together and then have to take it apart again because actually I need to replace this wheel than just get lost beyond compare. So that's why I'm taking this approach. So I have here I've already done for the one side, the passenger side. This is the driver's side. I haven't done all of it. I've just put these bits back together. So I've put this back together, and assuming this is in video, we saw that gets a little bit dirty before. So what I did is I cleaned out as best I could the inside of here. I then refitted the outer piece that goes on here, and applied grease to it, refitted that, and then I've covered it up like that. So to keep that clean, I think it's clean in there. These bolts have all been out, they've been cleaned. I've run tap and die over the nut and bolt just so that they go back to them, and they've gone back together. That's like that. This has been sat on here the whole time, so when we come bring this off to put this back on, we'll have to see what it looks like in there. So we'll have to have a look at what it looks like in here. For now, we're going to put no, I could grease it first. So what I did on the first one, and I did film it, and then I lost the filming, is I put the backing plate on, I fixed this on, put the cap back on to cover it, and then did the greasing. What we might do is do the greasing first, because actually it might be easier to. Yeah, so we're going to start this time by doing our grease nipples. So the way I've done it, and I hope I'm doing it right, is I'm just pumping in until I start seeing some grease coming out, and on the other one we've got some pretty horrible brown stuff beginning to ooze out. And this one we're not necessarily getting that. Right, there we go. I can see now. Now I don't know if it should come out of here, but that's where it's beginning to squeeze out from. So I'm going to assume that we've got that filled on that nipple. Right, and I can see it beginning to come out here now, along here, so we can take that off. Oh, right, full. So we've got that all applied. Which is good. And so that probably explains to me, I wonder if maybe that's why I couldn't get the bolts out before, is because, which I hadn't quite understood, it's that there was just so much grease in there, so much grease was needed. But there we are. Okay, so I'm just going to give it a bit of a clean. Okay, So next thing is to fit the new backing plate. So this must go on like that. Is that right? This will be coming forward. This is where the brake will go. This will go over here. Okay, so that comes on there. I've got here my bolts and washers from the backing plate. So we're just going to slip this straight back over. Go back in. Right, and I'm going to torque it up on the car, so I'm not going to torque it up yet. So what we're going to do is we're not going to apply any grease here either, because that'll just make it more difficult. We'll get it torqued. Actually, I think we will put some grease in there. Oops, possibly too much. Okay, so I'm just pressing that in. Now, this is the first time I've done this. I have watched University Motors episode 18, or whatever, however it's called, which explains how this all goes together. And John Trick, in his usual way, makes it very, very simple. And for someone like me, it's not. So that will now get tightened up, but it will be torqued on the car. Okay, so got that on there. Put that in there to keep it all clean, just to protect it. Okay, so that's got our hubs all back together, and I know I haven't cleaned these up or done anything, but I explained why, and ready to go back on the car. Another job I've never done before, that is to say applying bushes and stuff, so I hope it goes well. Okay, so this goes in there, one on either side. That's the general principle. We have some silicone grease. I need to make sure I have enough for both. So we will try it. Where my scissors gone? So we're going to, so I think the way we're going to do this is we're going to stick this in here, put that through, and put another end over the top. Got this in here in case I need to, in order to squeeze it together. Okay, this yeah, sits on the outside. Okay, so that's what the lip's for. So that's what we're going to try doing. and we'll see how we go. Okay, well that seems to have gone in okay. I hope it is. So we'll try the other side. But that doesn't seem too bad to me, so I hope I got it right. So we'll follow exactly the same process. So, there you go, that's the other one done. So hopefully that's okay. We'll clean those off and install them on here. So this goes on there. That could actually go on the car. So why don't we do that? Okay, so I've these bolts have been torqued up, all of these, but it's meant to be done under, when it's on the ground under pressure, when it's under its normal operating conditions. So we're going to redo that, or check it later. These need tightening up. These need tightening up. So these up here. So we're going to do those. We're also going to stick in this little bit. Can go back in, and then we can put the damper on the top. And we should then be ready to bring in the hub and the wheel hub, except for I don't have the bump stops, so I've ordered new ones. I've only got my old ones currently with the missing bit, so we're not going to do that until everything has arrived. But we'll get this on. We might put the damper on, I think we will, and we'll do the same at the other side, and then we'll end up waiting for those bump stops. Just realised I've forgotten to do this bit, which I need to do in order to get the kingpin back in there. And that is, get some sort of something in here just to hold it apart so I can fit it in here. But I'm waiting for this anyway. So that's what the side looks like. Almost done. We're going to go and do the other side now, but probably won't show you any of that. Oh, no we're not. We're going to do these. We're going to torque all of this up, and then we'll go over to the other side. And we will check all the torques once we do get it under the way to the car, but for now we'll do that. Actually, looking at this again, I could use a hand here in terms of what the right torque settings are. So from my Haynes manual, I've got the shock absorber bolts at between 43 and 45 foot-pound, so I've taken that to be these four. We've got the anti-roll bar link nut at 60, which I've taken to be this. We've got the spring pan nuts and screws, which I've taken to be 1, 2, 3, 4. That's at 22. Bearing retaining nut, so here swivel the kingpin to the wheel hub at between 40 and 70, presumably so you can line it up with the hole. And then cross member to body, which will be these bolts that are in here holding the cross member to the body at 54 to 56, but I haven't got anything for any of these. So this nut here, or this one here. So if anyone can tell me what they should be, I would be very grateful. Thank you. And with that, I'm going to put both sides back together as far as this, and then I'm going to stop my video. I have got new tie rod ends which fit, so what we will do in the next video is we'll finish putting the installation together, and we will go back to completing the tie rod work, which was, this will need replacing, this needs replacing, and tie rod put in on the other side. And we'll do that in the next video, and we will then get the wheels back on and try driving it again, because that'd be nice.